Hi there, I'm Eddie. Thanks for practicing yoga with me today. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give my video a thumbs up. Thank you. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming. I'm happy that you're here to practice this morning. I'm happy that I'm here to practice this morning. I'm really looking forward to it. I think right now it's just so important. Let's keep the spirits up. Let's, keep our spirits bright. Let's keep our spirits high. Do everything that we can to feel good right now. My name is Eddie. If you don't know me, if this is your first time coming, thank you so much for checking out this class. We're all very happy that you're here and we welcome you to our yoga community. Please go at your own pace. I say that in every class. I want you to go at the pace that works best for you. If you have to stop and rest, stop and rest. Pick it up, go harder when you can. Whatever it is will be just fine, and enjoy yourself along the way. Don't fret if you can't do everything. Keep practicing, and eventually you're going to build up your skills as well. But for now, just have a wonderful, wonderful practice. So I've been watching this documentary show on documentary series on Netflix called Voices of Fire. It's produced by Pharrell Williams, and I'm really, really enjoying it. It's actually about gospel music, which it's not particularly my thing. I like it. I like it. Really impassioned, inspired music, but it's about putting together this gospel choir in Virginia, and it's just a really fascinating. It's all of these people and their stories of coming together and finding their voice and sharing their voice and building this choir. And it's actually a very, very uplifting and inspirational show. So if you're looking for something that's going to make you feel good, you might want to consider watching that. Again, feeling good being the theme today, but it's kind of got me a little bit on this kick of like listening to different gospel music songs. And I was actually listening to an artist this morning on YouTube that I really like. Some of you maybe have heard of her. Her name is Sister Rosetta Tharpe. And she was popular back in the 1950s, maybe early 60s, maybe even the late 40s. And she was a pioneering woman in that she led a band. She played guitar like Chuck Berry. I mean, just an incredible, incredible guitar player, leading a band and being this incredible voice in gospel music. And I just was watching this YouTube video, and she was singing the song "This Little Light of Mine, I'm Gonna Let It Shine." This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. If you can think of it, if you remember, or maybe I'll put it in the notes. It was so great. It was so uplifting. It's like Little Richard. Imagine like a performer like Little Richard, except it's this woman in the 50s with her guitar singing "This Little Light of My Mind," but being a performer like Little Richard. I felt so lit up after hearing it. This little light of mine felt incredibly lit up. So let's take the light inside all of us and let it shine today. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Bring your hands together at your heart. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. I like that because even though that may be a gospel song, it's not particularly religious or turning anyone off. Just acknowledging that you have a light inside of you that really should come out and play. Rub your hands, make them warm. All right, let's pull our hands together at your heart. Take a slow, deep breath in. Now hold it in. Imagine a flame in your heart. Can you see a candle flame in your heart? Heart center. Exhale all your breath out. I'm going to let it shine. Take a slow, deep breath in. Hold it. Now imagine that radiance beginning to build. Build the radiance in your heart center. Exhale it all out. One more time. Inhale deeply. Hold it. Very good. All your breath out. Good. Now chanting your mantra Om. Chant it from your heart. Feel your thumbs against your heart. Feel the resonance that projects from your breastbone when you chant this mantra. Let's get it down into the heart. Take a slow breath in. Om. And again, inhale. Om. One more time, inhale. Om. Really, really good. Open those eyes up. Go ahead and take your hands, place them down. They can be on your shins, your hands can be on your knees, whatever works for you. Inhale, lift your chest up, and exhale, round yourself back. Inhale forward and exhale back. Now move that as quickly or as slowly as you like, but connect your breath to it. And one thing that would probably really be worth mentioning here, as you go back and forth, what would be worth mentioning here? My mind blanked. So nothing. Just feel it. Just feel it and let it go. I'm sure there's plenty of things worth mentioning, but let's inhale, lift your chest up, hold it in nice and high, shoulders down, smile, smile, smile. When you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. Exhale all of your breath out. Really good, right? Take your hands out to the side. Let's inhale. They go up to the ceiling, maybe interlace, turn your palms up to the ceiling. What can you do to bring yourself to a state of feeling good? Take a deep breath in, go out to one side. It doesn't matter which way you go because we're going to do both sides. And you might say, oh, well, I read the news today and there's so much bad stuff going on in the world. How can I feel good? Come on, all the way up. Let's go to the other side. Well, if you got to wait for every bad news story to clear itself up before you feel good, you got a problem. So let's start right inside our own hearts right now. Turn that light on. Neil Diamond, turn on your heart light. Let it shine wherever you go. Inhale, come on all the way up. You guys got to watch out. I'm in a mood today. Let's twist. And breathe. Doesn't it feel good? Let's go in the other direction, everybody. Okay, now we're going to do one more thing to let our little light shine or to turn on our heart light, however you want to call it. Go ahead and take your left hand, put it over your heart. Take your right hand, put it on top. Now, when I say the heart, I mean the heart center, the breastbone, not on the left side of your chest, but right over the heart center. Now, I want you to press back, lift your chest, close your eyes. Those of you that know Breath of Fire, start it right now. Don't wait for me. Those of you that don't know Breath of Fire, the easiest way to learn it, stick out your tongue, pant like a dog. Slow rhythmic panting, pulling the belly button back with each exhale. If you don't like it, breathe in and out through your nose. If you know how to do it through the nose only, it's short bursts of breath. Let's keep going now. Press against your heart. I want you to build the energy there. Ten more. Inhale deeply now. Hold your breath and compress. Push against your heart. Push your chest forward to your hand. Push your hand back. Push, push, push. Hold. Now take your arms, stretch them out as wide as you can. Exhale all your breath out. Again, inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Spread your wings like you could encompass the whole world. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Come on back. Put those hands down on your lap. Now feel that energy in your chest. Feel the energy moving through your arms. Feel the energy moving up through your brain. This is so good. Let's bring ourselves up to standing, everybody, and we're going to get our movements going now. So lift yourself up. If you're sitting on a blanket, move it to the side. Let's just do our basic half sun salutation. So if we took our hands, brought them together at our heart, I would say bend your knees, those of you that are tighter. If you're stiff in your back, bend your knees a little or a lot. Inhale, reach your arms all the way to the sky, and we go down. Open the chest as you go down. Fold, fold, fold. Touch your shins, look forward and open. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale right back to your heart center. I'm going to teach you a mantra to use while we move. Inhale, your hands go up. Exhale, you go forward. Now that mantra is Sat Yam, Satyam. Look forward and inhale. I'll show you how you incorporate it in a moment. Exhale, fold. Sweep out, come on, all the way up. Satyam, it means the true nature of the heart, the true unconditionally loving nature of your heart. So in your own head, silently, take your arms up and say Sat. Fold down and say Yam. Yam, Yam. Look forward, say Sat in your own head. Fold down, say Yam. Inhale up, Sat. Exhale, heart, Yam. Now last one. Inhale, Sat, up. Down, Yam. Look forward, Sat. And down, Yam. Now I want you to stay in your forward bend in any variation that you want to be in right now. Let me talk about some variations for those of you who don't know. The easiest thing to do is going to be to bend your knees, cross your elbows, hands on your elbows, and maybe put your elbows on your knees, let your head go. From there, we can go so much deeper, dangling, holding the ankles, touching the floor, interlacing the hands behind the back. Good. Now in your mind, keep saying Sat Yam. If you like that, it's a great focusing tool to incorporate mantra into the physical practice. Inhale is Sat, exhale is Yam. Let's do 5 more breaths. Can you feel into your heart center? Can you feel under your breastbone right now? Expanding the light there. Let's step back to downward facing dog, everybody. Put your hands down on the ground. And I'm going to give you some variations in just a moment. We're going to start in a basic downward facing dog. You can bend both knees a little bit. You can walk in place a little bit. You might be saying, what does that mean to, expand the light in my heart? Well, it starts with a thought. If you imagine for a moment that there's this really luminescent pearl of light, a bead of light. In your mind's eye, imagine that, and it sits right in the center of your chest. And when you inhale, it's like taking a dimmer switch and you turn it up. So that light becomes really radiant, and maybe it moves through your ribs and moves through your lungs and moves through your back. And when you exhale, you could imagine it shrinking right back down to a little pearl. Let's do that a couple times. Inhale, Sat, and Yam. Inhale, Sat, and Yam. Very good. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, I want you to come down onto your knees. Now, here's our first variation. And for my people with shoulder issues, this isn't going to be great for you. So you might go back to a child's pose. But for those of us who can get a little deeper into our shoulders, I want you to keep your butt up to the sky, put your elbows down, drop your forehead, and then start to walk your arms as far forward as they'll go. Maybe you're even going to turn your head on a side. So again, your thighs are perpendicular to the ground, your butt is up to the sky, and I want you to take your heart, your breastbone, and melt it. If it's too intense, walk your elbows back or sit back in child's pose. Otherwise, stay right here and breathe for about 5 breaths. Imagine the bead of light in your heart center. Fill it, expand it, contract it, sat, yum, whatever works, or all of the above. Good. Take one more. Slowly go ahead and walk your hands back. Now put your hands down on the ground. Do a few rounds of cat-cow for me. Inhale, chin and chest up. Exhale, round your back completely. And do that maybe 2 more times. This will just help you reset your shoulders after those kind of deep stretches. Inhale where you are. Exhale, round it all the way. Turn your toes in the ground. Push your hips up and all the way back to downward facing dog. Okay, we're going to look forward between our hands, take your right foot and step it between your hands. Now, if you can't do that, step it as far as you can, grab the right ankle, and pull it the rest of the way forward. Inhale, come on up into a nice high lunge. Let's say you don't really have the stability to be here. Well, you might want to bring a chair nearby, and you could hold the edge of the chair, you could put your hand on a wall, something like that. So here's our options. We've got our chest open right now. We got our tail under as much as we can. As we breathe, imagine you're kind of pulling up the front of your body, like the feeling of like pulling a zipper up the front of your body. Do that a couple of times. Inhale, pull up the front. It's going to start to take you into a back bending type of position. If your shoulders don't like it, bring your hands to your heart and you can still do the same thing. My variation is going to be to take my arms, cross them behind the head. Now, maybe you can catch your elbow, maybe you can reach down and catch the opposite shoulder, and I want you to lift that breastbone up now. Recline your head back. Really, really deep heart opening right here. Let's have that determination. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine today. I'm going to shine. Take 2 more. Inhale, sat. Exhale, yum. 1 more, please. Very, very good. And take your hands, bring them down to your heart. I know that was a long hold. Let's move from here into one of 2 options. A prayer twist, that's a little deeper. Your left elbow would go outside your right knee, palm and palm, and you'd twist. Or put your left hand on the ground. That's a little bit lighter. Right hand up to the sky. So either one of those 2 twists is beautiful. Choose where you want to be. Open your chest. Either version, I want you to imagine a back bend. Feel it. Start to imagine that your heart is opening. Start to imagine that you're back bending and making more space and touch the ground. Really good. Step back to downward facing dog. You can always put your knees on the ground if you're feeling tired. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. Exhale, we go down. Now I'm going to hover, but maybe you're on the floor, and we're going to take a back bend. I'm in upward dog, but you might bend your elbows and lower down really low for cobra. Take it back to downward facing dog.
I want you to give yourself permission to come down and rest whenever you want. Take your left foot, step it all the way forward, up and between your hands. So you're in your lunge. Inhale, take your hands, reach them up to the ceiling. Tuck that tail under. And again, if you kind of pulled a zipper upward from your pubic bone up, it's going to start to pull you into that sense of a back bend. Maybe your hands are at your heart, but maybe we're going to cross the arms behind the head, grab your elbows, grab your shoulder. Good. Now be alive right now. Be full of breath. Be full of inspiration. Be full of light. Don't wait. Don't wait for anything to change. Inhale. Pull those hands down at your heart. Maybe you're going to do the prayer twist, right elbow to the left knee. Maybe you're going to put your right hand on the floor, taking your left hand up to the ceiling. It doesn't matter. They're both very good. One more inhale. And exhale it down. Step yourself back to downward facing dog. Inhale forward. Exhale down. Breathing into your back bend. And we made it all the way back. Let's walk our hands back to our feet, everybody. You're standing in your forward bend. Inhale, look to the front. Woo, fold yourself down. Really good, right? Arms out, chest all the way up. And hands down to your heart. Thumbs are going to touch your breastbone. Step your feet together here for just a moment. We call this samastitihi. This is a really powerful, aligned, standing, foundational posture. Thumbs against the breastbone. Feel that connection. Feel that energy current that flows from the heart center to your thumbs. And we have a lot of different little mantras or affirmations we could work with today. We could inhale Sat, exhale Yam. We could inhale this little light of mine, exhale I'm going to let it shine. Most important though, I want you to connect to the flow, to the stream, to the feeling of your own inner light coming forth, radiating through every cell in your body, even filling the space around your body with your own light. Very good. Release those hands down to the ground, everybody. You're still standing at the back of your mat. You're going to open your eyes up. Check it out. My legs are touching. I'm going to bring my fingertips down to the ground. So I've bent my knees enough that I can get my fingertips to the ground. If that doesn't work, put your hands on your thighs. That'll work too. Now, don't press with your fingertips. Just let them sit there for a moment. Let's let our legs warm up. You've got a mantra, Sat Yam. Inhale Sat, exhale Yam. One more. Now inhale, reach your chest, arms, your heart up to the ceiling. Sit back into your heels. If it's not good in your shoulders, put your hands together at your heart. And what we're going to try and do here, I'll show it on my left leg first. I'm going to try and stand on my left tiptoe. So my right foot is flat on the ground. If I can fully balance, bring my foot up off the ground. Let it burn for a moment. Let it burn, let it burn, let it burn. One more inhale. And put your left foot down. Take your right hand up. If you're having fun, you won't care if it's burning. So get out of your head. Maybe you're balancing on the left foot with the right foot lifted up off the ground. My Lord, the time is flying. Put that foot down. Inhale all the way up. And hands come down together at your heart. Breath in and out.
Okay, let's have some fun here. Take your right foot, step it forward to the front of your mat, step back with your left foot for just a moment. So I think we'll do a sequence that's hip opening. So open your pelvis to the side. So instead of looking forward, you're turning towards the side wall. Take your arms, they're going to go out to the side. And we're going to exhale. Ooh. Let's sink that front knee. Let's get ourselves down into a warrior two. Now, look forward. Maybe your hands are at your heart if you're feeling tired in the shoulders. But if you can, get those arms out and really challenge yourself to sink it low. And as you breathe, feel a current that moves beneath you, that makes you buoyant, that makes you light. Think of the ease that a boat travels on a river because the buoyancy of the water and the current beneath it float the boat. If you dam up that river and the boat is sitting on the river bed, well, it doesn't really move. It's very heavy. But with water and current underneath it, it's light. So find that sensation. Feel the water. Feel the current. Yes? Very good. Come forward. Go ahead. Here's our basic. Elbow on your knee, hand up to the ceiling. Now you see I kept my knee bent. Other options, you might take your block, put it inside your ankle, take your left hand up, maybe reach over your ear, maybe wrap behind your back. Maybe you're touching the floor, I don't know. Find a place that you like to be. No requirement to do my version, just find your version. Let's take 2 more breaths and then I'm going to change it for you again. And 1 more. So what we're going to do is start to straighten the front leg. Now here's what I'll do. I'll take my block, I'll stand it up, and I'm going to move my block to the outside of my calf. So I moved from the inside of the leg to the outside of the leg. Hand is on the block. If I'm not going to do that, my hand can be on my shin, my hand can be on my knee. Oh yeah, now let's get the hand up to the ceiling, or again, reach it over your ear, but I want some extension, I want some stretch. Now, can you finish it off with a back bend? And 1 more inhale. Very good. Look down at the ground, everybody. Look at the ground. Go ahead and put that left hand down. Now, you may want to get your second block and put it under your left hand. Take your back foot, step it forward maybe 6 to 12 inches. Start turning your hips. You're looking towards the front now, and we're going to fold over the right leg. I'm walking my hands forward. If you're very tight here, you just bend your knee a lot. There's not a big deal in it. And the more you straighten the leg, the more you're going to feel the stretch activating. So you can modify it to work for you. Inhale sat, exhale yum. Inhale light, exhale expand. Radiance, radiance, radiance. Take 1 more. We're going to keep that left hand down. Maybe it goes inside the big toe. Maybe it's on the floor. Maybe it's on the block. And the right hand comes up. So we've got this wonderful twisting triangle. Now, this is a huge stretch in your right leg. So bend it if it's too deep, but straighten it as much as you can. Find your optimal stretch. And that's simply a process of exploration. This is good. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, put your hand down on the ground and step yourself back to downward facing dog. Now, do you want to go through a push-up cycle? If so, come forward and lower. And then choose a back bend. If not, stay in down dog. Who's judging you? Oh, you're judging you? Well, stop it. Take a breath in and out. Take your left foot, step it forward.
Inhale, come on, all the way up. The worst person to judge you is yourself, because it's the most lasting, it's the deepest. Who cares if someone else judges you? They probably forget about you the moment you walk out of their sight. But if you judge yourself and you hold that criticism and you hold that judgment, open it to warrior two. I got to talking and forgot what we were doing. Open it to warrior two. If you hold that criticism and judgment against yourself, you're just in so much pain, so much blockage. So say, I'm going to let my light shine today. I'm going to turn on my heart light, just like Neil Diamond told me to do. Take a couple more deep breaths in and out right here. Let it shine wherever I go. One more. Now I'm going to come forward. We know it now. It's elbow on the knee. That is our basic. Elbow on the knee, hand up to the ceiling, or even hand back on the hip. That would be our basic stance. If we wanted to go more, maybe we would put the block inside that left foot, hand on the block or hand on the floor. Maybe our top arm will extend over the ear. Tail under, chest, heart open. Take a deep breath in. Really good. Let's straighten it for triangle pose. If you have to stand up, stand all the way up, people, and then get into the pose. So what I'm going to do is straighten that leg, and I'm going to move the block to the outside of my left leg, putting my hand on the block. If you don't have it, touch your shin, bend your knee, and put your hand on your thigh. It doesn't matter. Take your right hand up or back or over your ear. Inhale, sat. Exhale, yum. One more. And exhale. Go ahead and look at the ground. Put your hand down. Take your back foot. Step it forward. Rotate it to the front. Let your head go. You're going to fold, hamstring stretch, bending your knee if you need, using blocks if you like. If you've been to my class enough, you'll have heard one of my favorite mantras. Translates to all darkness vanishes for he who carries the sun in his heart, for she who carries the sun in her heart, for they that carries the sun in their heart. All darkness vanishes when you've got your own heart turned on. You don't have to wait for circumstances outside you to change. One more. Place your right hand down. So turn on your heart light. Left hand up. And breathe. One more inhale, yeah? Come on out of it. Put your hand down, everybody. Step yourself back. Do you want to do a push-up cycle? I do. If you want to join me, please do. If you don't, wait for us in downward facing dog. And my friends, we're going to walk our hands back to our feet. We're going to look to the front. Fold down to your legs. Sweep your arms out. And guess what we're going to do to finish this show off, our standing sequence? Release your hands down by your side. We're going to do tree pose. Basic balance, basic balance. I'm shaking my legs out a little bit, just kind of get myself stabilized. Now, let's do Tadasana first and feel how first you balance on two legs. Close your eyes for a moment, and in your mind's eye, I want you to imagine a carousel horse. Think about a carousel. Think about the horse, and it's got that pole that goes right through the center of it. Okay? Now imagine for a moment that there is a pole, the balancing pole, the axis, that comes right up
between your feet, right between your legs, up your spine, and right out the top of your head. Now, see yourself like a popsicle on a stick. See that pole and really try and grip the pole. Just squeeze your legs together. Just feel yourself kind of congealing around that central axis. Open your eyes up, determined to look at one point and not move your eyes from that point, and then pick up your right foot. Now you could stand on your big toe, you could put your foot against your calf, you could take your right foot and put it up against your thigh. Find the focal point that you're looking at. Maybe your hands come to your heart. Maybe your hands come to the ceiling. And breathe. What I'm going to suggest is that you take your arms, instead of straight up, go wide. Imagine that you're opening your branches. Open your branches. Let your heart light open. Let your heart expand. Try taking your arms out like the letter T, like we did in the beginning. Spread your wings. Imagine it's big enough that you could wrap around the whole world. One more. And hands down, foot down, shake out your leg a little bit. Let's go to the second side. Before you start, just take a moment, feel your axis. You're still going to cling to that central line, even though you're going to be standing on one foot. And now you'll take your left leg, bring it up. Maybe your foot's going to come onto your calf. Maybe your foot's going to come to your inner thigh. Hands to your heart. And inhale, bring it up to the ceiling first. We're going to do different arm positions. Find your focal point. Take your arms, open them like the letter V. Start to feel that expansion across your chest. Take your arms out like the letter T. Go wider. Imagine you're giving a big hug. Ooh. And exhale all the way down. All the way down. Come onto your stomach, everybody. All the way down. When you get down, I want you to turn your head on a side and take a couple of really deep, big breaths in and out. A couple nice deep breaths in and out. Just relax for a second. Maybe your head's to one side, maybe your forehead's in the middle, whatever you like. All right. Very, very good. Let's move from here. Lift your chest up. Start in this Sphinx pose for just a moment. I want you to go ahead and put your elbows down on the ground. We're going to lift our chest and just start to pull it forward a little bit. Now you can see my elbows are slightly in front of my shoulders, and I don't want to pull my head down like a turtle into its shell. I want to drop my shoulders, lift the heart up, point the toes back. Really good place to be. When you exhale, squeeze your belly button back. One more breath. Now, some of you will stay right here, but I am going to offer something a little bit more challenging. You do really have to watch out for your lower back in this next variation. What I'm going to do is push down through my hands, lift my elbows up, and I'm really pointing my toes, and I'm dropping my shoulders and trying to drag my body. I feel my pubic bones on the ground, and I'm dragging forward. Drag it. Take one more inhale and exhale, come on down. Now let's get our quadriceps just a little bit. Take your right hand across, take your left hand back, go ahead and grab that foot. If you can't grab the foot, you could use a towel or a strap or just bend the knee.
Pull it in, pull it in. You can lay your head down. You can stay up. One more. And come on down. Let's go to side 2, taking our left hand across, taking our right hand back. We're going to pull it in. So in our floor series, we're going to focus on back bending. Even this has an element of back bending to it, but we're getting ourselves ready to go a little bit deeper into our back bend. Okay, so slowly come on down. If you ever need child's pose, by all means, just take a child's pose. Otherwise, on your stomach, take a breath or two. And then we're going to try and move into Dhanurasana, which is also called bow pose. Bend your knee. Bring your heels, both of your heels towards your buns. And then I'm going to take one hand back, two hands back, and I'm catching my ankle or catching the top of the foot. Now let's come up and down a few times. If you're worried about your back, just stay right here. Don't try and come up. If you can, kick your feet, lift your chest up, and exhale down. You got to do it with breath. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale sat, exhale yam. Now hold it up. Inhale up, sat, and exhale yam. Do it for me 5 times. Say the mantra in your heart. The true nature of the heart cannot be extinguished, cannot be diminished. All you got to do is crack the shell. Polish away some of the tarnish, but the light is there and it's turned on. Inhale, sat, exhale, yam. Perfect. Come on back, child's pose. So the yogis teach that the heart center is the first of the spiritual energy centers. The first 3, located at the tailbone, the sacrum, and the navel, energy centers or chakras 1, 2, and 3, those are naturally awake. They represent our desire for survival, to expand, to exert a sense of power over our environment. That's awake in us and in all animals. But turning on the heart, finding compassion, love beyond just romantic love, that has to be awakened. The heart is the first of the centers that we have to really awaken, and we're doing it today. Come on forward onto your hands and your knees. And they also teach that the heart center is 1,000 times more powerful than the first 3 energy centers combined. So if you think about how strong the survival instinct, the sexual instinct, the power instinct is, combine them, multiply them by 1,000. Inhale your hands up to the ceiling. And that is the potential power of absolute unconditional love within you. Tuck your tail under, lift your chest up. Now, if you don't like that in your shoulders, put your hands on your heart, put your hands on your hips, whatever. But if you can, go up and back. Good. I'm going to let it shine. Right now, I'm going to let it shine. One more inhale. And exhale. Woo, right back together at the heart. Take a good deep breath in and out. Now, here's the next variation of this. We're going to try and go back a little bit deeper. So we're going to take our toes. You see how I just turned my toes into the ground, so now my heels are up. And then I can reach back and hold my heels much more easily. Another option would be you could take your blocks and you could put your blocks next to your heels and you could reach back for your blocks more easily.
And you may not even go that far, but let's get it started like this. Let's turn the toes into the ground. We're going to take the hands, put them on the small of the back. We're going to squeeze the elbows together. First thing, tuck that tail, push it through, lift your breastbone up. Okay, so there's a pretty deep back bend right here. Stay if you like, even lift yourself up higher if you like. But if you can reach back, one hand to your heel, second hand to your heel, only do that if you can avoid a pinch. And up with your breastbone. Yes, you might be on blocks. Taking one more breath in. Oh, exhale, bring it all the way back up. Really good. Go ahead and sit yourself back for just a moment. Cross your legs, please. Doesn't matter which leg is in front. And walk yourself forward. Just stretch your back out for a moment. Let your head go. Inhale, bring yourself all the way up. And then switch your legs the other way. So the opposite leg will be in front. Walk yourself forward. Good. Okay, I want to do something that's a little bit for core strength here. Go ahead and take both of your feet, put them flat on the ground, and I'm going to reach back with my hands and I'm going to pull that flesh up. Pull the buns out from underneath you. So when I'm sitting here now, I really feel the front of my sitting bone against the floor as opposed to when I'm curled back and I feel more the back of the bones on the floor. I want to feel the front of my bones on the floor. Hold that for just a moment. Put your hands on your shins. Lift your breastbone up. Try and get really, really tall here. Okay? Try and get out of the round. Maybe drop your chin a little bit. Take your hands, interlace them beneath your body. Interlace your fingers beneath your body. Try and pull back, lift your chest up, and balance. Lift your chest up and balance. If you cannot do that, keep your feet on the floor, keep your chest up. Trying not to round. Can you take your arms out to the side alongside you? Like you're holding a tray, keeping your breastbone up. Now, could you take the tray and turn it to one side? It doesn't matter which side you go to. And then take the tray and turn it to the other side. Offer your hors d'oeuvres. Take one more inhale and exhale. Go ahead and cross it. Come on all the way down. Put your hands right alongside your hips like that. Now you could also put your hands on blocks. That is going to lighten this a little bit. So you can put blocks under your hands. You could be on fists if this bothers your wrists. So what I want you to do is lean forward just a little bit, push down through your hands, and try and pick your butt up off the ground. Push through your arms. If that is too much, get blocks under your hands, get on fists, or leave it off. Take 3 more breaths. One more. I got just one more challenge for you. Exhale, come on down. Take your legs, cross them the other way. Now you could repeat exactly the same thing, or you could bring your feet forward in front of you. You could push down and lift up. That'll be even harder. Or you could try and pick the feet up off the ground and then the whole body off the ground. Even harder still. But maybe it's just feet on the ground and you're trying to lift your buns off the floor. 3 more. 1 more. Whew, come on down onto your back, everybody. Let's do some back bending on our back right now. So, excuse me, do you like to roll on your spine? Inhale, roll back. Exhale, roll forward. Inhale, back. Exhale, roll forward. Wonderful massage for your spine. And also you're pushing that energy to your brain and then back down to your tailbone, really running consciousness through the wire, right? Through the wire of your spine.
Inhale and exhale. Let's go ahead and put those feet all the way down on the floor. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the ground. I'm starting with my hands right down on the floor. My fingers are just about grazing the back of my heels. We just have a little bit more here, and then we're going to be in our final relaxation. Stay with me. When you inhale, I want you to lift your hips and lift your hands up and all the way back behind you to the floor. Inhale, hips up, arms back. Exhale, hips down, hands down. Inhale, hips up, arms back. Exhale, hips down, hands down. Up and back. Both hips and hands come down. Let's change it. Listen up. Everything up and back. Stay up with your hips. Exhale only the hands down, and then try interlacing your hands beneath you. As soon as I do that, I pin my arms. I wiggle, wiggle, pin the arms underneath. And now I am going to really, I don't want to use the word force. I'm going to direct my breath up in my chest, under my breastbone, under my collarbones, upper lungs. And use that mantra. Inhale Sat, exhale Yam. Inhale this little light of mine, exhale I'm going to let it shine. I don't care. English, Sanskrit. Just work it open. Means the same thing. One more. Come on down. Oh, doesn't that feel good? Rest for a moment. Feel it. So let's transition that, if we can, into the full back bend, which is wheel pose. I will demonstrate it today if you need to watch it. Otherwise, you could repeat what you just did. Bridge pose, hips up. All right? Otherwise, I'm going to bring my hands alongside my ears, fingers point towards my shoulders. From there, I'm going to push up and drop my head on the ground. So I'm resting on my head, hands are on the floor, and inhale, push that baby all the way up. How gorgeous is that? Nice and open. Oh, inhale, and I'm going to come right back down. Perfect. Pull those knees into your body, please. Bring the soles of your feet together. Wrap your hands around the little toe edge of your feet. If you can't get that, hold on to your ankles or even your inner thighs and roll back. Roll back. 5 breaths. Now I'm pulling actively. I'm pulling, drawing the big toe edge in towards me. Spread it wide. Knees wide. And slowly put your feet right down on the ground. Take your right thigh, cross it on top of your left thigh. Now, this is an option if you don't want to do a cross leg twist, just uncross your legs or do a single leg twist. I'm putting my right thigh over my left thigh, twining above the knee. Before I go into the twist, my hips will shift about 3 inches to the right, so pick them up, scoot your hips to the right, and then drop your knees to the left. Your right knee is on top. Your right arm will reach out to the right side. Knees are falling to the left side. Take your final deep, full breaths of your practice and just find absolute contentment with yourself. Find satisfaction with yourself. Find peace with yourself. Be happy that you determined to feel good today, regardless of what the rest of the world wants to do. You decided to reconnect to your peace, your happiness, your inner light. And there's nothing selfish about that. It's the best thing you could do for your family, for your friends, for your world, is to get yourself in balance. Come on back through the center. Let's put our feet down on the ground. We're going to do the same thing on side 2, and then it's Shavasana. Feet are touching. Left thigh is crossing over the right thigh. Hips are going to shift to the left. Knees are going to drop to the right. Oh boy, left arm goes out to the left, turning my head to the left. Mm. Mm. Nice twist here. Super. Good job. Come on all the way back through the center, uncross the legs. Find yourself in the middle of your mat. So you might have to pick up your hips, you might have to pick up your back for a moment. Just kind of imagine if there is a line down the center of your mat. You're putting your spine on that, and then you're gently stretching out your legs. Maybe your legs are kind of on the outside edge of your mat. Your palms are up. My hands are just kind of maybe 4 or 5 inches off the side of my mat is where mine are. And slowly you're going to relax and release. Letting your breath go. Letting your tension go. If there's anywhere that you feel like you're holding on or clinging right now, just let it go. Be a leaf that's just floating on top of the river. You're infinitely light in comparison to the strength of the current. Very good. I'd like you to slowly start to connect to your breath again. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. While you were resting, I put a YouTube link in the chat again to Sister Rosetta Tharpe, This Little Light of Mine. It is an absolutely fun and uplifting, amazing YouTube video from I think 1960. So if you want to check that out, the link is there. Come on up to sitting. This was one of those just absolutely special classes. It was special to teach it, it was special to be part of it. It just feels so good and so aligned and so right. Hands together at your heart. I am extremely happy that you are all here and part of it. Okay, as we chant that final Om, hands together at our heart, it is one more opportunity to let your radiance just shine forward. Take a slow, deep breath in. Exhale. Beautiful. Rub your hands together. All right, everybody, take your hands down over you. Namaste.